Thanks, guys. Shaun Larkin here from Los Angeles Dodgers. I am the field coordinator, and thankful for Tyler putting this together every year. I know Slugfest has become one of the premier hitting conferences in our country. A lot of amazing speakers already come through this the past couple of years, so it's been pretty cool to be asked to present something of this caliber of speakers. So I'm going to leave the hitting stuff, the mechanics and the fundamentals of hitting and anything that goes into it, the analytics, to the real pros. You guys are really good at that stuff. I'm not going to be talking about that today. I'm going to dig into that space between the space, as we know it as process, right? Dominating that 12 seconds between pitches. I think that's where you win that mini battle each time. The wars will be won more often than not. In between pitches is where a lot of the magic happens. And as we're watching video and we're breaking down hitters and we're looking at numbers, what usually gets missed is what's happening between pitches, those 12 to 15 seconds. What's going on in that time has a major impact on the swing itself, the obvious results, and just the overall experience of being a hitter happens in that 10 to 12, 15 seconds. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, and we'll jump right on in it. So we hear a lot of process and what that means. And there's different types of processes, right? There's an on-deck process, a pre-game process, a post-game process, in the cage or MVP, in the game. But in general, process is something you do consistently over and over again, and it's something you stick to. So I really like pre-pitch process and getting in the box. And one of my favorite ones of all time, I'm going to show you right here. Check this out. So just do that, and your hitters are going to rake. That's really all I have to offer today. So just jump through that process right there, that little hitter did, and I promise you, your individual hitters, your teams, your organizations will smash. No, just kidding. So that's an example of what a process will look like. I'm not saying this is what you should be doing, but that is process. First thing, today we'll talk, like I said, we'll talk about a personal process I've come up with called the C4. Something we're going to do every single pitch, every single at bat. Again, it can be between pitches. That's what we're talking about today. But you could also extend this through between at bats, between innings, between games, whatever that might be. But really, we're talking about, again, that 10 to 12, 15 seconds between pitches every single time. C4 process, again, we talk about all the time, stick to the process. And a lot of the times our players hear these things, but they don't know what a process is. Today, I'll explain what a particular process could look like called the C4. C number one, get yourself together, get centered. I can't explain how many times, or you guys probably seen all your hitters at some point or another just get in the box and they're not together. They're still worried about the pitch before, they're worried about the score, the defense, and then the shifts. Their line score for that day, to that point, they're not together. So a pitch goes by, foul ball, strike one, ball three, whatever it is. Get yourself centered. You get out of the box, take your practice swing, get yourself together. Why? Because we know we are at our best when we are fully present in the moment. But we also know that external noise derails our focus. So it's so important to be fully present in the moment and centered, right? The mind is easily distracted. We all know that, especially in a professional baseball environment, no matter what level, what league. Amateur baseball is same. It looks a little bit different everywhere, but there is this external noise that distracts our minds, that gets us away from the task at hand, and that needs to be harnessed, right? Getting ourselves centered and back together. So this clear state of mind at least will give us the best chance to compete at our best. Not guaranteeing you're going to get hits, not guaranteeing all the things come together, but over the course of time, you do this every single pitch, you're going to win more pitches. It gives you the best chance to be your best more consistently. Something you guys probably already know and discuss, but again, it's part of the process that gets overlooked all the time. We're looking at video, we're breaking down a swing, we're breaking down that bat. And how many times have you asked your hitters, hey, were you centered? Like, were you together? Like, where were you? Like, where was you? Were you even locked into that moment, right? So important. C number one is to get centered, have some sort of balance, right? That's the principle. And now you all know the methods, right? You all know the techniques, the principle of being centered, and then the methods that go with it, right? You're talking about your breathing, visualization, self-talk, cues, focal points, all these things that go into or ways to get centered. And again, stuff you guys already know, but how often does it get overlooked? How often are we putting this into a practice setting, into the cage settings, and whatever drills you're doing, let alone pre-game or post-game breakdown of a swing or an at-bat? Are you centered? Because a lot of the times, what happens here is this. These are our hitters. More often than not, especially in a professional season, here's what our hitters are going through. They're freaking out in their at-bat because they're not together, right? They don't have their stuff together. They're freaking out. They're 0 for the last 15, 0 for the last 20, and they're going through at-bat, just trying to hang on and not drown. When all they need to really do more often than not is just get on their feet, look down. You're only in 2 feet of water. You're not in the middle of the ocean, and get yourself together. Now, coach's job, maybe that like that mom picking the little kid up, like, hey, stand up, you're all right, get yourself together, you're okay. But getting centered, this is another good little video about like our guys getting all ramped up, and really you're not that far off. But slow it down, get yourself together, get centered. How do we do that? Not going to spend a lot of time on this because you guys understand already, but breathing, right? The benefits of breathing, we all know these things. Bringing back focus to the present moment. It allows you to check in. Are you in control with yourself? Helps you regain control, slowing down the moment. Things get sped up. The crowd gets going. It's late in the game. The situation gets big. Slowing it down. Releasing this negative energy, your tense muscles, your cluttered thinking. Deliberately using breath to get you back in the moment. Establish some sort of rhythm. Maybe use it to energize yourself. But again, you ask all your hitters on your teams, even yourselves as an experienced hitter yourself probably, how beneficial it is. I think everyone in the room would raise their hand. But then you ask, okay, how often do you do it? And those hands start going down. It's not utilized enough because it's not practiced. How often do you see your hitters step out during BP, step out in the cage, whatever it is, and deliberately take breaths between swings? Very rarely, but it's such a powerful thing only if it's used and it's practiced. So one way to get centered, of course, is breathing. And a question to ask your players, how and when do you use breathing to help your performance? How many times do you ask your hitters that? When we all know how powerful breathing can be. A 4x4 exercise where you breathe in for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds, really to slow this thing down with a good belly breath or diaphragmatic breathing. Have you asked your players that? Do you understand how to breathe? Do you breathe the right way? Are you actually, when you take a deep breath, are you actually putting more stress on yourself? These are things to ask your hitters when you're talking about breathing. Yeah, it's easy to breeze right through. Hey, breathe, it's easy. Breathe, but practice it. There's plenty of stuff. Alan Jaeger is doing a ton of stuff right now on breathing and setting up these podcasts where he's walking you how to walk your hitters through a breathing sequence. It's out there. Some brief research on that. My presentation is not on breathing today, but look into it and actually go through this process with your hitters and practice getting centered. It's important, okay? Breathing. Here's one of the best players of all time. Say what you want about LeBron James. The dude has won a lot, okay? He happens to be a Laker now, my favorite team. Anyways, kind of a cool video. I don't like to share all baseball all the time. Here's LeBron James some years back talking about getting himself together. Pretty cool. Check it out.
For years, you've worked on your body. But were there any times in your life or in your career where you started to put more emphasis on the mental fitness side of things?
Yeah, I would say probably the last 8 years. And the one instance that I could think about right off top was after the loss to Dallas in the 2011 finals. I knew that the physical side wasn't going to just be enough, and also the level of scrutiny that I was dealing with and how I got out of my comfort zone. I lost the love of fun for the game, and I knew that was the mental side. To be able to be in a packed arena on the road with 20,000, 22,000 people, screaming fans, going crazy, to be able to find a moment, 2 minutes or 1 minute or whatever, 30 seconds, to be able to just to close my eyes and just kind of relax myself and calm myself. It's meditation, basically. It has worked, tremendously for me in my career.
That's basketball, but how often can we associate that with baseball, right? How hard hitting is, especially as you move up the levels. Hitting is really hard. And a lot of our speakers will be talking about the mechanics and the fundamentals and analytics and how to use it. And it sounds really easy, but we all know we get in that box and we're 0 for 5. We're 0 for 12. We're 0 for 15. We're 0 for 20. We're 0 for 25. We haven't got a hit in a week. It's hard, right? And it's not fun. And here's a guy, man, just give yourself a second, a couple seconds, to breathe and let it go and get yourself centered and get yourself together. I can't express this the most. Part of a process, if you're not getting yourself together, is it really even a process? Because now you're just going through the motions. Like, get yourself together, and breathing definitely is one way to do that. Visualization, here's another one. Here's another one, our brains, right? Our brain does not know the difference between reality and fantasy. And here's a dog sleeping, kind of gives us the image of, or the idea of what I'm talking about here. The brain does not know the difference between reality and fantasy.
What are you reading? I need a moment.
Now, obviously, we don't want our hitters breathing and doing some visualization, running themselves into the cage or off into the wall somewhere in the field. But the point being, our brains don't know the difference between reality and fantasy, which is why visualization and seeing what you want yourself to do is so important. You put yourself in the moment before it even happens. That's usually, it has great outcomes. You know, if you think about what causes fear or anxiety, is usually the unknown, something you're not experienced with, a pitcher you've never faced before, a team you never played against, whatever it may be. But if we can put ourselves in those situations beforehand, the best we possibly can, it alleviates a lot of this stuff, and it helps us get centered in the moment where we need to be. So we got breathing, we got visualization. Got a couple more videos here to illustrate kind of how visualization works, which is really cool. So as you guys all know, how visualization works and why it's good, right? You become part of the experience through your own eyes. You can rehearse something and anticipate what you want to happen. Again, the key there is what you want to happen. See yourself accomplishing things that you want to do, the pitch you want to hit, or the area on the field you want to hit it to, release points, whatever it may be. See yourself overcoming obstacles with the right mindset. I know I had this problem sometimes as a hitter. I was trying to use visualization, and I would see myself swinging and missing or getting out. It's like, man, forget visualization. This doesn't work for me. So when you're talking about visualization with your players, make sure it works. They're seeing themselves perform what they want. And if not, maybe it's like, hey, dude, see yourself overcome these obstacles that you watch yourself go through the process of getting back on track. Another powerful thing, right? So again, when we're doing this stuff, picture and describe, the most vivid details you possibly can, with as many senses. Add the emotion, those affirmations, the energy, your heartbeat, your swag, like all of it. Put it all in the moment, what you're actually going to see. And then relive past events, right? It's easier to visualize something that's already happened. We talk about that personal highlight reel that we put in our brains over and over and over, and encourage your players to remember the good. Remember the good that you're doing, because we will watch video. We spend so much time watching the bad swings. What do I need to fix? And what do I need to do? And we forget about the good. Remember those things and just make a highlight reel in your brain and play those things back as much as you possibly can. And then in the moment, exactly what you want to do because you've been there before. Breathing, visualization, get yourself centered. And then asking your players, how and when do you visualize the best? Do you use it? If not, why not? Here are some exercises you can do. Let's visualize some stuff here before we start hitting today. See what you want to see happen in this cage setting, this practice setting, or in the game. Work it, get yourself centered, and then use it in the game. Here's a video on Jason Day, a golfer, how he uses visualization. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
He's picturing this shot, or trying to picture this one.
I saw Aaron Baddeley do it one time when he won the Australian Open as an amateur. And I talked to Cole and I said, I can't visualize a shot when I just open my eyes and see it. So he said, close your eyes and see how that goes.
Jason Day's unique pre-shot routine of visualizing the entire shot from start to finish is just one factor that has led to an historic run in 2015 and 2016, achieving #1 in the world.
I try and do the best job I can with regards to not hitting a shot when I'm not ready.
By visualizing his shot, Day can block out any distraction around him and focus on whatever specific shot he needs to hit at that time.
Last thing in my head when I hit a shot, it can be either a swing thought, like making sure I finish my swing, or a slower backswing. That's when I'm focused the most, and that's when I feel like I'm in the zone.
He does not take a shot until he's fully ready to make the shot. How many times do our hitters get in the box before they're ready to hit? All the time. They're not together. They're not under control. They don't know what they want to do. They get in the box, they walk back to the dugout, and they go, I do not know what just happened. You're right. We have the ultimate power as hitters as this. Whoop, timeout. Only one foot's in the box, right? Only one foot's in the box. Get yourself together, visualize it, and do not get in that box until you're ready. Self-talk's another big one, right? I love this. It's not where you go, it's who you bring with you. Right? All you have in that moment in the box is yourself. And what are you saying to yourself will have a huge impact on the mindset and how you go about it. So self-talk, again, as we all know, is a big one. What are you saying to yourself in the moment between pitches is going to have a major impact. Asking your players, when you're at your best, what are you saying? When you're not playing very well, what are you saying in between pitches? Asking your players these things. Another way to get yourself together in the moment. What are you saying to yourself? Here's some videos on self-talk that I think are pretty cool. Here's Aaron Donald for the Rams.
You work for right here. What you work for? All that training you did. Everything you do is for this right here. Come on, hey. Come on. You're living the dream. How bad you want it? How bad you want it? How bad you want it? Make the big play, huh? Make the big play. Huh? Control the aggression. Control the aggression. Come on. Control the aggression. Control the aggression. All day. Yep. All day. Control the aggression. Be great. Be great. Be great. Nothing less. Come on. Lock in. Lock in. Go. Come on. Come on. What you here for? What you work for right here? What you train for right here? Come on. Let's be great. You hear me? Let's be great. Let's be great. Let's be great. Come on.
Practicing it. Practicing self-talk. Practicing getting himself in the moment, getting centered, getting in the moment with 2 or 3, 4 things that are his. Asking your hitters, what are your things that get you in the moment? What are your things that get you dialed in, centered, in the moment, on task? Let's go. Have them think about it, write it down, and work it. Work it in practice. This is before a game. And I guarantee you before snaps, Mr. Donald is saying these things to himself. Be great. Let's go. It's what you work for. I'm going to get that quarterback. Let's go. Be great. Be great. Let's over and over and over again. So when in the game, it happens because he's practiced it over and over again. So important. Practice it. Get your hitters to do it. We all saw this probably highlight, but I like showing it anyway. So here he is, making his pitch, making a change it down in the dirt, punches him out. Here he goes. Yeah, digging himself. Self-talk. All in. Ooh, you're a bad man, he says before. Telling himself what he wants to do. I'm going to do this right now. And he does it, and he keeps walking around the mound talking to himself. You know, as hitters, we watch pitchers out there talking to themselves. We're like, huh? This guy's kind of off. Hey, man, as a hitter, self-talk. And then when you talk out loud, the power of saying things out loud has incremental effects other than just say it in your own head. You say it out loud, you own it, and this becomes what you do and who you are. Self-talk's huge. Practice it. Get yourself centered in the moment. Self-talk is one way to do it. Task specific. I'm going to get on time. I'm going to see it up. I'm going to hit hard up the middle. Get yourself back in the moment. It's not about the last call of the umpire. It's not about the pitch you just missed. You should have hit your mechanic, whatever. What is the task specific cue to get me in the moment, centered right now? So again, we got breathing, visualization, self-talk, cues. We're going to focal points all you want. What are those things though to get yourself centered, be where your feet are? Let's go. Commit. This is the biggest one. Great, you're together, but are you committed to what you're about to do? Are you certain of what you're about to do with your plan and attack? This is another one where we skip over as we're watching our hitters, we're breaking down their swings, we're breaking down their at-bats. Were you committed to anything? What were you even trying to do, and were you committed to it? Fully committed athletes, fully committed hitters are laser focused, and they're all in on their plan of attack or their approach. This is one that always happens. Hitters all the time, you know it, they come back and they don't know. What'd you swing at? I don't know. How do you not know what you just swung at? What were you trying to do? What do you mean? Commit. Commit what you're trying to do between every single pitch. Get yourself together, get centered, commit to what you want to do. It's a skill that can be developed. Do what you say you're going to do. You can develop this skill everywhere. I'm going to be here at a certain time for my cage work. I'm going to do these specific drills, and here's how I'm going to execute them. I'm going to do this X, Y, and Z. I'm committed to it. Then you get in the game, you can commit to what you're doing because you've practiced committing to your plan. You've committed to your plan of attack and your approach. Commit. Cannot say this enough. There's a difference. You guys like this one, right? Language matters. Try versus commit. I'm sure you guys all use this with your hitters too. Hey, I tried. Try. I can go out and get the bus driver to come in and get a bat, get in the box and try. I need you to commit. You need you to commit if you want to get to where you want to go. It's a process every single time. Get yourself together, center yourself, and now commit to what you want to do, what you want to get done. Period. Right? That's commitment. That's what it's all about. Try? No. Words matter. Language matters. That's just one example. Commitment's a big word that gets thrown out there all the time. But you know when you commit to something, you know you're committed when it happens. You know you're not very fully committed. You're trying when you're okay with it slipping by. Try is you're giving yourself an out to not succeed. Commit, there's no excuse. I am getting this done right now. Totally different mindset for a hitter, especially between pitches. The pitcher's not doing that and the hitter is. Who wins the next pitch most often than not? The person who is centered and committed to what they want to do, all in. Here's a little video of what it looks like to be committed. Again, I love counterculture. If this person says, I'm going to try to surf this wave, I think he's underneath it right now and sucked up and probably never to be seen again. You have to be fully committed to ride this wave and get done what you want to get done. There's no try here. This is full commitment. I love it. That's what I love about it. This is commitment in action. Bang, all the way down, and he's fine. Commit. Difference between try. Get yourself together, commit to your plan, commit to your attack, whatever it is, commit to it. Compete. Man, is this a good one, right? You got yourself together. Now you're committed. Now you have to go compete. What does compete mean? You can throw out all the definitions you want. I have a couple here we'll talk about briefly. Compete. It's the desire and willingness to be challenged. I do not care who's on the mound. I don't care who we're playing. I don't care if I'm 0 for 4. I don't care if I'm 4 for 4. I don't care. I am willing to be challenged right now by whoever's on the mound, any of the arsenal he has. Let's go. That's how you compete. You're willing to be challenged, and you want it. Let's go. You know, if we're out here playing basketball, I go to one of your guys' houses, right, or girl's house, whatever. We've got a basketball, and we shoot around. You know, we're shooting around. At some point in time, I'm going to say, hey, how about we play horse? I want to have a competition here. And at some point after that, I'm going to go, hey, how about we play some one-on-one? I want to see how good we are together, heads up. I'm willing. You might smoke me. I really don't care about that as much as I do about, I want to see where we stand. Compete. Get in the box and compete. Courage over confidence. What do I mean by that? A ton of coaches, mental skills coaches, you got to be confident. Books on confidence. Confidence is a feeling. Is it important? Yeah. Does it work? Yeah. But it's a feeling. And if we rely on feelings to hit, good luck. I don't feel very good today. I'm 0 from last 4. I'm not real confident. Now you're 0 for 5, over 6, over 10, over 12. Forget confidence as your main mechanism to be a good hitter. Is it important? Can it help? Yes. Is there ways to get confident? Sure. Let's focus on being courageous, though. Having courage. I don't know what's going to happen right now, but I am prepared. I put my work in. I've been a hitter my whole life. I'm going to go compete right now. Let's go. I don't have to have a feeling of confidence to go hit, but I'm courageous. and I'm going to go get some right now, and let's go. I'm going to find out where I stand. That is competing. If you wait for a feeling, have fun, get in the bat shoved up, and you're walking back because you're waiting to feel good, guess what? The game doesn't care how you feel. Neither does the pitcher throwing 95 with a hammer and a bowling ball sinker. He doesn't care how you feel today, right? No. But you see you step in that box with some courage, that changes the outlook a little bit. That's how you compete. Again, watching video. Hey, man, were you competing? Were you really competing right now? Were you were centered? You had yourself together? You were committed to the plan? Did you compete? That is important. Every single pitch, between every pitch. How good are you in comparison to yourself? Right? How good can you be at executing your process? That's competing. Not about how getting hits. Okay, great. But how good are you against you? Not comparing yourself to other hitters, not comparing like I hit 95. Like, how good are you at you? You're committed. Here's what competing is. You're committed to the right things at the right time. If you're not committed to the right things at the right time, how are you going to compete? You can't be worried about your last at bats. You're not committed. It's not the right thing at the right time. You can't be worried about the score or the other team. That's not the right thing at the right time. The only thing that matters right now is this pitch with my plan and approach. Let's go. I'm committed to the right thing at the right time. That's how you compete. Every single pitch. Take the opposition out of it. Get yourself centered. Commit to your plan, and go compete. Simple. 3 things right there. So that's C3. Nail those 3. This is what competition is all about. Check it out.
6 different receivers, and this time he off runners picked off at the goal line. That's Buda Baker. Buda Baker out in front. Can Metcalf track him down? Can he chase him down? And
that's competing. You don't give in. You fight. Compete. This is probably my favorite one. Pitch happens, you get yourself together, you commit to your plan, go compete. Now what do? You claim. What does claim mean? You take responsibility, you own your decisions, take responsibility for your actions, hold yourself accountable. Look inside, external factors, forget them, right? You guys have all seen this as coaches, you've probably done it as a hitter. First pitch, right down the middle, the stock right-handed 91-mile-an-hour fastball, 4-seamer, no ride, just straight. Strike 1. Okay. Next pitch, slider ball, 1-1. Now we're 1-1. Now we get hey, here we go. Hangs a slider. Here comes another flat 91. We foul it straight back. Oh man, we bang our bat. Now we're 1-2. Okay. Guy tried to go change up away, maybe. Now we're 2-2. And then maybe foul pitch off. And then he throws that back foot sliders in the dirt. And we all know minor league umpires and college umpires. They're not always the best, right? They're not always the best. We get rung up on strike 3. We go back, we blow up the umpire. The manager's blowing up the umpire. Everyone's blowing up the umpire. No one takes responsibility for the strikeout. They blame it on the umpire. Hang on. You took a 0-0 fastball right down the middle. Then you miss a hanger right down again. Then you fell off another pitch you should have hit. And now you're going to blame the umpire? No. Own what you do. Have some ownership between every single pitch. You foul a pitch back. All right, own that. Get myself together, commit to the next one, and I'm gonna go compete again. And then claim it. What happens? People don't claim. They don't take responsibility for it. The umpire makes a bad call. 0-0. Now we chase it because we're not the umpire. We never claimed. We never took responsibility for it. And here we go. C4. It's a process. Every single at bat. Get yourself together and center. All right. Center, commit, compete, and then claim. Now, they're in order for a reason. Here it is. It's written out for you. Center, commit, compete, claim. In order to fully commit, you need to be centered. How can you commit to something when you're not together yourself? How can you commit to a plan or an approach where you have yourself together? Good luck. That's why that's in order. Now, to be able to compete, you have to be committed. If you're not committed to something, how are you going to compete? Good luck. That's why it's in order. And then by claiming your actions, you hold yourself accountable to the entire process over and over and over again. This is a process between every pitch. You win these, you do this every single time with your hitters. Your hitters understand this. The space between the spaces, 8 to 10, 12 seconds to take a 3-second breath, commit to your plan or approach, and now you get in the box ready to go compete, and then you claim it. every single pitch over and over again. That's process. I get a little hot. I get excited about it because it's real, man. I've been there. We watch our hitters go through it. It's so important, but then it's like, yeah, but look at the swing. You know, look at this. He's getting his, you know, whatever terms are out there anymore. I'm not even get into it. We got all the tech, we got the sensors, we got the track, all this stuff. Yeah, process matters, but and here we go again. Man, this is where the battle is won. I don't care what your swing looks like. I really don't. Do you have yourself? Are you centered? Are you committed? Are you competing? And are you taking responsibility for what you were doing in the box? That is what matters, right? Man, it's so important. All right. So, what are some things that get us distracted? Here's the ultimate deal, right? Here's a cool video on what I'll call focus of attention. Like where is our focus of attention? This is what gets us in trouble all the time. Here's a kind of cool little video that illustrates what focus of attention is all about.
Look at me. You can still see this, right? Deal with your anxiety. No. Good. Relax. Nothing has happened yet, son.
Which leg he got back?
If you respond on a what if, you will get in trouble.
You got it just like that. That's
you
how
have
you
to wait sometime before you make that decision. If you move too soon, move now, move just like you did, I'll abort. It just hit you in your head. Stand back up. Move when you think you should move on this weapon. You understand? Let's go.
Good. Shine. Set up. Shallows. Good.
All right, let's step it up. Back up, quick. There you go. Back up. Yes. Big difference. You got it? It's not this. It's me. I'm the problem. Keep your eyes focused on the problem, not the distraction.
That's hitting. That is hitting 101 right there. If you respond on the what if, you'll get in trouble. What if I get out? What if he throws a fastball? What if he throws a curveball? You're not committed. What if is not committed? You're not centered. You're focused on something else. You're not committed. How are you going to compete? If you respond on the what if, you're going to get in trouble. No doubt. I'm going to get a fastball right here. He's throwing 95. I'm going to get his fastball right here. But what if he throws a slider by you? You're not in. Okay? Never let the appearance of a threat threaten you. Hitters all the time, especially younger hitters, younger college hitters, younger professional hitters, never let the appearance of a threat threaten you. This guy throws gas. Oh, come on, man. You put all that work in the cage. Let's go. Get on time and go let it rip. Get yourself together. Commit to what you want to do and go compete. Keep your eyes focused on the problem, not the distraction. What are the distractions? The score, the crowd, the umpire. This guy's funky delivery in April and he's throwing sidearm and it's cold. That's a distraction. The weather, the line score for that day. I'm 0 for 3, I'm 0 for 4. Oh, no. Those are distractions. Keep your eyes or mind or head on the problem. The problem really is to hit the ball. What do you want to do? It's not even really a problem, right? Not the distraction, but our hitters do. Again, watching video, breaking stuff down. How often do we talk about this part right here? This time between pitches, all these things that go on that can happen. How often do we spend time talking about it? And how important do we make it? Because if we don't, we're going to keep going back into the cage, keep working on the same thing, and our guys aren't going to be together. They're not going to be committed. They're not going to compete as often as they possibly could because we don't practice it. We don't talk about it. So important. The space between the space. Win those battles. You're going to win the war over the course of that at bat, over the course of that game, over the course of a series, season, career. Did. C4. Center, commit, compete, claim, eliminate the distractions and your focus of attention. Pretty simple. Until you're facing Max Scherzer or Clayton Kershaw, right? No, it's every single pitch, every single day. How that is your barometer of how successful you are or not. And again, there's a ton of speakers in this conference that are talking some amazing thing, cutting edge stuff on the swing, on the body, on movement, on how to recover, on the technology and how to use it. All that stuff is part of the pie. It's all important. It's all part of the pie. Just like a mental process is part of that pie, it all matters. Now, hey, Shaun, what percentage of it is mental? I have no idea. And anyone who gives you a percentage of how much it matters has no idea either. 10%, 90%. The percentage of what each thing matters depends on that moment right there. It just does. If you're locked in, you're hot, you're mental, you're kind of there, you're dialed in. Like, I don't know. It's like it's there. But when you're not, and you're struggling, and you're getting dominated, it's a lot bigger component than is your swing. I'll tell you that right now. Then that percentage jumps up. Make it every single pitch. Work it. How many times have you been in the cage? You're so excited to teach a new move, or you have you have a constraint-led approach practice today. You got these different bats and weighted balls and all these targets. You're all excited about that. You go through aerobic swings, swing after swing after swing after swing after swing. And we didn't work any process. Then we tell our hitter, hey, go in the game and go compete. Go compete. You didn't compete in practice. You didn't practice the process in practice, and now you want to go do it? Good luck. Work this stuff every opportunity you can. Don't be afraid to have your hitter step out every pitch and go through some sort of C4 process or some sort of process every single time. You have to, or else it doesn't work. That's the C4 process. That is what winning the time between the time is, or the pitch between pitch is all about. That is all I have for tonight. Couple Twitter handles there. I haven't been tweeting as much, but at SLarkin04, at AdaptABA, there's an email address. You can reach me at any questions about anything, anytime. Again, happy and honored, blessed to be a part of this speaking group, to have a lot of unbelievable things to say, especially on the hitting topics. And again, to be a part of a conference like this that's gained a lot of steam, momentum, and rightfully so. Again, appreciate your time. Reach out anytime. Look forward to getting the baseball season going back again, and talk to you guys all soon. Thanks.